How does one analyze the role of women, minorities, and other marginalized groups in shaping history? Studying the role of women, minorities, and other marginalized groups in shaping history is crucial in gaining a comprehensive understanding of the past. These groups, often ignored or underrepresented in traditional historical narratives, played important roles in shaping societies and cultures. In order to analyze their impact, one must approach the study of history with an inclusive and intersectional lens. The first step in analyzing the role of women, minorities, and marginalized groups in shaping history is to identify sources that shed light on their experiences and perspectives. This may include primary sources such as letters, diaries, or oral histories, as well as secondary sources such as books, articles, and documentaries. However, it is important to approach these sources with a critical eye, as they may reflect biases or perspectives that are not representative of the group in question. Once sources have been identified, the next step is to analyze and interpret the information they provide. This may involve close readings of texts, examining contextual information, and using interdisciplinary approaches such as feminist, post-colonial, or critical race theories to shed light on the experiences and perspectives of marginalized groups. It is also important to consider the social, political, and economic contexts in which these groups lived and operated. For example, the experiences of women in different cultures and historical periods can vary greatly, depending on factors such as religion, class, and ethnicity. Understanding these contexts can help to provide a more nuanced understanding of the challenges and opportunities faced by women and other marginalized groups. In addition to analyzing historical sources, it is also important to consider the role of memory and the ways in which experiences and perspectives of marginalized groups have been remembered, forgotten, or suppressed. For example, the stories and experiences of enslaved people were often not recorded, making it difficult for us to understand their perspectives. Similarly, the contributions of women and minorities to various fields and movements may have been overlooked or minimized. Examining these gaps in the historical record and considering why they exist is an important step in gaining a comprehensive understanding of the role of marginalized groups in shaping history. Finally, it is important to connect the experiences and perspectives of marginalized groups to larger historical movements and events. This can help to highlight the ways in which these groups shaped and were shaped by the societies and cultures in which they lived. For example, the women's suffrage movement and the civil rights movement were both critical moments in the fight for equality and justice, and their success was largely due to the tireless efforts of women and minorities. In conclusion, analyzing the role of women, minorities, and marginalized groups in shaping history requires a multifaceted approach that includes examining primary and secondary sources, considering social and political contexts, examining memory and representation, and connecting their experiences to larger historical movements. By taking this inclusive and intersectional approach, we can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the past and the ways in which it continues to shape our present.